Hey guys, this is video part one for your cell poster project. I'm going to try to break this up for you as easily as I possibly can. Basically, your job for this project is you're going to create a cell poster project that is analogies of your organelles. So let me refer back to this worksheet. If y'all remember, we did this cell school and we were comparing your organelles to parts of the school. We said the nucleus was like the office because both of them, the office and the nucleus, are responsible for command. The office commands the school, the nucleus commands the cell. And we were just going through and finding different analogies for the parts of the school that do the same job, the same function as the organelles. Well, that's what you're doing with your project, except you are picking a different analogy besides a school. I will warn you, you will not be allowed to do cell school, and you will not be allowed to do cell city because we've already done both of those and gone over the organelle analogies for those. So, step one, what you're going to do, you have 8 organelles here, and you are going to be doing this with a partner, which means that you are going to be in charge of 4 organelles, and your partner is going to be in charge of 4 organelles. So step number one is deciding who's going to be in charge of which organelles. Now, I will warn you that whoever is doing nucleus, that person needs to also be doing chromosomes because they are so closely related. And that's my only requirement as far as assigning organelles. You can, on each of y'all's papers, you can just put your initials, if you like, next to the ones that you're doing. On the back, you can also, actually, this is probably preferable, just tell your teacher which organelles you're doing by putting your initials next to them, and then the ones that your partner is doing. And again, remember, whoever's doing these, it has to be the same person. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to start by just giving you the exact functions that we want to see on the poster. The reason that they need to be exact is because we need to make sure that the function makes sense not just for the cell, but for whatever your analogy is, okay? So I'm going to write these down one at a time. If you want to fast forward to get to all of them written down and then just pause it, that is perfectly fine. You can do that just as long as you have the same answers written down on the back of your paper as you see here. So nucleus, we have command center. Okay, chromosomes is going to be a very long definition, so be prepared to write small. We're going to put that it contains info, and we're going to put info in quotes. And then we're also going to put inside, quote, command center. The mitochondria converts energy. Cell membrane controls what enters and exits. Cell wall protects. Vacuole stores food and water. The cytoplasm allows movement. And the lysosome removes waste. So once you've decided who's doing which organelles, for the end of this part one video, my suggestion, I'll go ahead and leave this here in case you need to pause it and write down the answers. Your goal for the end of this video is you and your partner need to decide what is your cell analogy going to be. For example, cell school, but you can't use school, or cell city, but you can't use city. Think of a place. It's better for it to be a place. Think of a place that maybe your parents want to take you on vacation, or maybe a place that you like to go visit on the weekend. It just has to be big enough to where it has these different parts that do the same things. Okay, so make it big enough to where it does the same parts. Don't make it too small, but also don't make it too large. For example, cell universe is too big. It's kind of hard to figure out, well, what's the command center of the universe? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so your goal for the end of this is to come up with an analogy, and then down here, you guys will brainstorm your analogies for each organelle. So, for example, if I was doing school, my command center was what? Well, it was the office. So if I were doing school, I would put office here, is my analogy for the nucleus. So here's where you're going to write your analogies for each organelle. And that will be the end of video 1. Once you've completed that, you can move on to video 2. Thanks for watching.